Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Thursday, September 4th, 2025. And here are some of today's trends in the news. And remember, the trend is your friend, and we're giving it to you like nobody, anyplace, anywhere. Trendsjournal.com, read history before it happens. Giving you the current events forming future trends that nobody does. So, markets are still open. Let's see what's going on. Oh, hey, they're going up. The S&P up 0.6%. NASDAQ up 0.7%. The Dow up almost 300 points. On the good news, that ADP private payrolls report showed an increase of only 54,000 jobs in August. The Dow, the street people over there thought there would be about over 75,000. And they revised down like they always do. The July number, they only had 106,000. So how come equities went up? Because the Fed's going to lower interest rates. Yeah. How long we've been saying this? So again, it's artificially propping up the equity markets. It's going against where the economy is going. And dragflation is the future. Declining economic growth and rising inflation. Quote, the Federal Reserve's free pass on the labor market has ended, said Jamie Cox, managing partner, Harris Financial. This is according to CNBC. ADP data continues to reinforce the narrative that rate of positive change in the labor market has slowed significantly. So you can expect the Fed to tilt its balance of risks to cut rates in September. No kidding. Jobless claims. For the week, they increased 237,000. That's an 8,000 point gain from the guess last week. So tomorrow the job report comes out and expected 75,000 non-farm payrolls. That's about it. That's what they're expecting. Bitcoin's down. It's still trading in 110,000 a coin range. So it's still very strong. It's getting weaker, but look where it is. It was 70,000 before Trump got elected, and now it's 110,000. So it's still very strong. Gold's down a bit as we go on the air. It's down about $13, but it's still trading at $3,544 an ounce. It almost hit a couple of days ago, 3,600. Can you imagine? Double the price in 2 years. And again, you go back to your Trends Journal 2024, golden year for gold, right there. Yep. We've been calling it. We've been right on target with this. And you go back, I call the bottom of gold when it hit around $1,885. So it was on King World News. We even had the advertisements that say it. So we've been hitting this thing, and gold prices are just going to go up because the world is so uncertain. And it's only getting worse. Oil prices, they went down because there's supply in the U.S. went up, and OPEC plus producers may increase oil production at next week's meeting. Can you imagine they're going to put more supply than demand? That's how weak the global economy is going, and then they need the dough. So they're going to pump out more oil. That'll bring prices down again. But again, you never know where it's going to go with the Israel war going on. The U.S., will they attack Iran? And if they do, oil prices will skyrocket. Remember when Trump bombed Iran, he did it after the markets closed. He did it over the weekend. So it didn't have an effect on the oil prices. And then on Monday, he announced a ceasefire. So that's where we're at. Job opening data, this was yesterday, fell to levels rarely seen since the pandemic. Again, they called it a pandemic on March 11th, 2020, when the grand total of 4,219 people died out of 8 billion. We had the World Health Organization. Health Organization. Pandemic. What bullshit. Let's see. Wednesday's print was the lowest since September 2024, with just over 7.1 million openings reported. It also came below expectations of 7.4 million, and that's where we're at. So again, the weakness is there. August job cuts, highest since pandemic. That's the hill. Again, they keep calling it a pandemic. Everybody calls it a pandemic. This is how they rewrite history. The Black Plague, 60% of Europe was wiped out. What did we lose, like 1% of the population? Layoffs surged, I don't know the exact number, I'll get it, I forgot it. Layoffs surged nearly 40% last month, with employees eliminating nearly 86,000 positions. The largest hit since the height of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. That was the height when they locked down everything. That's according to Challenger Gray and Christmas. To date, you ready? Employers have made nearly 892,000, cuts this year. It's the most since the COVID war in 2020 when they launched it. You ready? The retail sector also been hit hard this year. Retailers have eliminated 83,656 jobs this year through August, up 242% from the 24,489 job cuts announced during the same period last year. Down 200. That shows you where the retail sector is going. All right? Again, I've been going out. I go out to get out. I don't eat out that much, but I go to nice places. I like to cook. I have the garden out here, my fresh tomatoes, and all my herbs. But anyway, here's what I noticed. Mostly older people in restaurants now. And again, I don't go to fast food shit places. People in their 30s, 40s, don't see many of them. I'm down the city on Labor Day, down to West Village. Right at Bleecker, right in the heart of it. Sitting outside, 2 hours. Nice restaurant, Anton's, very good. And people walking outside. 90% of the people were dressed like shit. No different than where I am up in the country over here, Kingston. Where are you going in the Hudson Valley? All the vibe is gone. And with the vibe going down, that tells you where the spirit of the people are. That's my take on it. And as I say, the only thing that's going to change this is a renaissance. And you need the billionaires' money to make it happen. And they don't give shit for peace. Pieces of shit or a renaissance. Investors in Middle East and Asia are avoiding U.S. as Swiss firm. This is in the Financial Times yesterday. Executives at Partners Group told the Financial Times that some funds were asking to avoid U.S. exposure entirely. I'm telling you, this thing is serious, what's going on. And that's why you're seeing gold prices go up. Look, I knew gold prices are going to go up. If they shot up this quick is beyond. This is really serious. Factory activity in the U.S. contracted. Yep. It's at 48.7. Anything below 50 is negative. Gold price vault passed $3,500 to record high. This was in the Financial Times yesterday. So, of course, it was Tuesday that they pulled it out. And it hit 3,526. Now it's up, another what? $20 over that. But it was much higher. And they see it coming. They say gold is a natural alternative that we've been saying. And now, you ready? London's bullion trade to trial digital form of gold. This is in today's Financial Times. The World Gold Council is seeking to launch a digital form of gold, a move that could revolutionize London's $900 billion physical market for the precious metal by creating a new way to trade, settle, and collateralize bullion. This is big. They're going digital with this too. And this could really hurt the cryptocurrencies. This is very important to watch. This has just been announced. Yep. Again, gold prices in value doubled, not over the last, I said 2 years, I meant over the last 3 years. But this is really serious. We are trying to standardize that digital layer of gold such that the various financial products used in other markets can be used in the gold market going forward. This guy who's the former banker who's the executive of the World Gold Council. So you can have more of this article in your Trends Journal. Very important. And here's the article from today's Wall Street Journal. Bitcoin mining company backed by Trump's son surges after listing. Can you believe this shit? Trump's son. If I launch something, you launch something, it doesn't go nowhere. Hey, but I'm Trump's son. It's a fucking crime syndicate. You ready for this? This is at the very end of the article. Ethics lawyers and government watchdogs, shitheads, watchdogs, little puppies. They ain't dogs. Have raised concerns related to the president's business interests and family investment in crypto as he loosens regulations on the industry. Remember, this was a Trump that hated Bitcoin before he became president again. This is shit that this is happening in front of everybody's eyes, but that's what the country's turned into. It's a shit show run by shitheads. AI robot ballet set to enthrall industry with choreographed production lines. This is very important. This is another article from Financial Times. This is a good newspaper, by the way. We get some good information from it. Again, AI is the future. It's going to keep going in this way. And we have entire sections by Joe Duran and Ben Davis on AI. So we're giving you everything we can. U.S. reporting change will let lenders hide troubled loans, experts say. Okay, so here's the deal. They're easing the regulations for banksters so they could hide where there's defaults coming. And this is very important because the office building bust is going to happen, and you're not going to hear it being reported because they're cutting off the transparency of what used to be and what should happen. Yep. And this is going to bank rate data. Yep. I don't view the change positively, said Christopher Whalen, a veteran bank analyst and chair of Whalen Global Advisors. You ready? I think banks are hiding long-term delinquency. That's the style right now across the industry. You got it? What have we been saying? They're hiding it. Goes back to gold. And this one, Exmo influences mount a TikTok war against this is in the Wall Street Journal. Against the Mormon Church. The Latter Day, very Latter Day. Where were all these religions? Latter Day, Last Day? What are you talking about? Again, where are all the Pope is coming out against you? Just talking about, against what's going on in God. Go over there and stop it. In China shakes its fist at U.S. with parade. You look at these pictures. Look what the people look like that are marching around. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. Look at that picture of these people. In the United States, we can't get people in the military. They're too fat to fight. You're not going to beat China. You got it? There's 1.4 billion people, and you read the information, and again, it'll be in your Trends Journal, all the new weapons that are being rolled out, how sophisticated they are. This is a new world order, and the United States ain't leading it. Yep. Far-right Israeli minister calls for annexation of most of the West Bank. This guy Smotrich. Far-right? How about Breitbart piece of scum shit. Who the fuck are you to say this? Not one mention in the toilet paper or record that this is in violation of the Geneva Convention and Article 242 of the United Nations. Not a word. Not a word. Throwing the Palestinians out of the West Bank, stealing it, and Trump brags that he's the biggest supporter for Israel. That's right. Oh, they took Owen Schroyer off, as I mentioned, off InfoWars, and he said because they said he was too anti-Trump, and he talked about the genocide going on in Israel, and you're not allowed to talk about that on InfoWars. International organizations, Israel, Middle East news, Palestine, UN Google under fire for $45 million deal with Netanyahu office to spread Gaza genocide propaganda. Google signed this is from Middle East Monitor. Google signed a $45 million contract with Israeli Prime Minister's office to run a global digital advertising campaign promoting Israel's state messaging during the ongoing genocide in Gaza. The contract, first reported by Drop Site News, includes advertisements placed on YouTube and through Google's display and video, 350 platforms explicitly described in government documents as part of Israel's propaganda war. Right there. And we saw Microsoft's into it. They're all into it. All into it. What's happening over there? Yemeni missiles halt Ben Gurion airport strikes. This isn't reported. Again, as trend forecasters, we go to all the news. This is on ISNA, the Iranian news site. I go to Al Jazeera, Middle East Monitor, Arab News, Haaretz, Jerusalem Post, Ynet. This is not reported in anything in the West anywhere. Yemeni missile halt Ben Gurion airport flights. They're firing back. This is serious. Goes back to oil prices. This war ramps up. Netanyahu's going to keep it going. If they attack Iran, it's going to be serious. Israel attacks on Gaza residential area leave 54 dead since dawn. Nobody gives a shit. Nope. Not in any of the Western media. The Taylor Swift, that's what they know about. NATO, this is from RT, states to give Ukraine long-range missiles. British Prime Minister Starmer welcome. Look at this little fucking shithead, Starmer. Again, they're all bragging about sending more missiles. Oh, remember Trump? Hey, you elect me, I'm going to end that war in 24 hours, all right? Hey, now that I'm elected, I'm going to end that war before I get into office, all right? And the bullshit we said was bullshit. There was going to be no peace deal when he met with Putin in Alaska. Yeah, man of peace or a piece of shit. The facts are there. Yep. So there's some of what you got. And again, watch out what's going with China, man. They're flexing their military muscle. This is real stuff. The facts are all there. We'll be reporting them in your Trends Journal. We took this week off for the magazine. We needed a break. It's coming back on Tuesday. And check the video I did yesterday with Judge Napolitano. That's the man that I want to see as president of the United States. He's a man for we the people. Yeah. So thanks for tuning in. Again, watch it on, went out yesterday. Slenti and the Judge, and we'll see you soon.